Now it's 2011, 9 years after your mom's unaliving, and you are getting ready to move to Fayetteville, North Carolina from Greensboro, North Carolina to transfer from North Carolina State A&T University to Fayetteville State University. You move there to be closer to your younger brother and sister, and you also have family there. You get there and you are alone. You know no one. You're literally starting your life all the way over. This is the place that you would meet your husband. You were both biology majors, so you met in class. He was the star basketball player, and everyone knew him. At first glance, you weren't attracted to him. You He wasn't really your type, but he was very persistent. He would always acknowledge you when you came in the classroom. He always tried to set up like little study dates for you and him to get together, but you would never meet up with him until maybe about a couple weeks later. You ended up exchanging phone numbers and you met him at one of the school dances where you guys would kind of get to know each other a little bit more. From that point, you guys would spend every day together. Literally, every free second of the day that you had, you guys were together. You were meeting his teammates. They all knew about you. You were coming to his apartment on campus often. It was just, you were just not a secret. And the more time you all spent together, the more you fell in love, the more you liked him, the more you wanted to be around him, the more he fell in love with you. You guys were having sex a lot, oftentimes throughout the day. Um, and one day he asked, could he bring somebody else in the bedroom? You weren't initially, it wasn't something you initially wanted to do, but you did it because you wanted to make him happy. You wanted him to be just as happy with you as you were with him. You would soon come to realize that those relationships extended far beyond those moments. So he would have those interactions with those people outside of you. And there were rumors that were going around, and you would hear the rumors. And there were people, girls coming to you and telling you, and you would confront him. And when you did, he would deny it all and revert your attention back to how much attention he was giving you and how much time he was spending with you and how it was all just a lie. In 2012, you got pregnant and you were happy about it. You both were happy about it. The first thing that he said when you told him that you were pregnant was, well, it was bound to happen one day. So you were very happy. And then it was time to tell your families. Your family wasn't upset. They were happy, but they weren't like ecstatic. Ideally, they would have wanted you to be married and in a career and all the things before, but they weren't upset at all. They were very, very much supportive. He went to tell his mother, and his mother would meet you with first suggesting that you not have the baby, and then telling you that if you were to have the baby, that you would be on welfare. Did I say that right? Welfare? Yeah, you know what I mean. And you would not graduate college. You didn't care about anything that she was talking about, and her opinions or unsolicited advice did not sway you one way or the other. You were going to have this baby. He knew you were going to have the baby. You knew you were going to have the baby. Your family knew you were going to have the baby, and it just was what it was. You had the baby, and he was there to witness the birth of his child. You didn't get to have a regular delivery. You ended up having to have a cesarean because you wouldn't dilate. So you end up having a C-section. And at the time, you and him were already living together. So after the baby was born, that is when life started to change for the both of you. Trying to navigate school and work and him basketball and just this new baby. Prior to the baby being born, you noticed and just realized that your argument started to become a little bit more intense. It went from just a little disagreement to now you're cussing, you're fussing, you are just a lot angrier than what you once upon a time were. And a lot of the arguments stemmed from you confronting him about the things that you were hearing about him or the things that you would see in his phone, and you were confronting him about those things. So much so that one day, your baby was 3 months, and you had to take her to the doctor. It was time for her to go for a checkup or something, or maybe she was sick. But anyway, it was time to take her to the doctor, and you told him you had to go to class, and you asked if he could take her. He refused to take her. You guys got into a really heated argument, and in the midst of that argument, he started to call you out of your name. This was probably one of the first times that he had called you out of your name, and so you reacted to him by saying, if you call me out of my name one more time, I'm going to smack the shit out of you. He does it again and again, and so you mush him. You mush him with your hand, and he picks you up. He picks you up and drops you on your left side, fracturing your clavicle bone. You call your family. They have to come get you and the baby, and you press charges. You go to the hospital, and before you leave, you are in a sling, unable to move your left arm. It was in that moment that you started to have flashbacks of what you had witnessed your mother go through, what you had already seen. This is the assignment I didn't ask for. I didn't choose it, it chose me. And no, this isn't Lifetime. This is my life in real time.